You got a raise last month. 3 weeks later, you checked your account and somehow had less than before. Not because you're bad with money, because your caveman brain just detected wealth accumulation as a survival threat and hit the emergency shutdown button. Every paycheck triggers a war inside your skull. One part screams store for winter, while the ancient wiring screams louder, consume now or die tomorrow. And the primitive system, it's been winning for 200,000 years. Here's what's happening in the next 10 minutes. First, the 3 biological alarms your brain trips the second you try to save money. Second, how the tribe's survival system turned into your financial self-destruct mechanism. Third, I'm showing you exactly what happened when Derek rewired his operating system in 90 days and stopped feeding the panic alerts. Let's go. Your brain wasn't designed for bank accounts. It was designed for berry bushes. When early humans found food, they had 2 options: eat it now or watch it rot by sunrise. Saving meant starving. Hoarding meant feeding predators instead of your family. Fast forward to payday. Your brain sees that direct deposit notification and fires the exact same dopamine pattern it would have triggered finding a fruit tree in the savannah. Collect now. Consume fast. Worry about next week when next week arrives. Here's the number that breaks everything. Humans make roughly 220 decisions about resources every single day. Your primitive brain, it evolved to handle about 30. The other 190, pure survival panic disguised as choice. You're not making decisions, you're watching ancient code execute in real time. But the part nobody talks about, the part financial experts can't explain with spreadsheets and budgets, is why people making 6 figures still live like they're one missed paycheck from catastrophe. It's not laziness. It's not lack of discipline. It's biological warfare happening in the background while you're trying to adult. And I'm about to show you the 3 weapons your brain uses to keep you broke. Quick question before we keep going. Have you ever gotten money and felt immediate pressure to spend it before it disappears? Comment guilty if that's you. Everyone tells you to make a budget and stick to it. Financial gurus love this advice. Here's what Harvard researchers discovered after tracking 1,500 people for 8 months. Willpower-based budgets fail 94% of the time within 6 weeks. Not because people are weak, because they're fighting 200,000 years of DNA with a spreadsheet. Think of every dollar you earn as killing a mammoth. In primitive times, when the hunting party brought down prey, the tribe faced 3 choices: feast immediately and starve in 4 days, leave the meat unguarded and let saber-tooth steal dinner, or build a protection system with lookouts posted 24/7. Modern you is making the first 2 mistakes on repeat every single payday. The 3 biological alarms your brain trips when you try to save. Alarm 1, the status threat detector. Your ancient brain measures survival by tribal rank. That new car your coworker drives, your amygdala reads it as their higher status. You're getting left behind. Acquire resources now to signal you're still valuable. Not vanity. Biology screaming you're about to get kicked out of the safety circle. Alarm 2, the Scarcity Override System. The second you move money into savings, your brain detects resource removal and triggers emergency protocols. It's why you check your balance obsessively. Why you treat yourself after saving. Your nervous system genuinely believes you just made yourself vulnerable to winter starvation. Alarm 3, the Delayed Gratification Rejection Protocol. When cavemen delayed eating, they died. Period. Your brain stem doesn't understand compound interest or emergency funds. It understands food in hand beats food tomorrow, because tomorrow you might be dead. Here's the truth that keeps neuroscientists awake at night. The thing bankrupting you isn't poor choices. It's a security system defending you against threats that haven't existed for 10,000 years. And the tribal leaders who survived, they didn't fight these alarms. They built a workaround so elegant, even rookies could follow it unconscious. And it starts with one decision you make before touching a single dollar. I call it the operating system override. 3 containers, 1 rule, automatic financial survival that works with your caveman brain instead of against it. Derek used this to save his first $900 in 4 months while still paying down debt and buying groceries. Here's the exact protocol. Step 1. Create the vault outside the cave. Day 1, before anything else, open a completely separate savings account, not at your main bank. Different institution entirely. Why? Because cavemen didn't store winter supplies next to the cooking fire. Physical separation creates friction. Friction is what stops your amygdala from raiding storage when it panics at 3 a.m. Use an online bank with no debit card, no ATM access, just transfers that take 2 business days. That 48-hour delay. It's the gap between your primitive brain screaming, "I need this now," and your logical brain catching up with, "Wait, do I actually need this, or is this just a false alarm?" Step 2. Automate before consciousness. Payday automation is everything. The second your paycheck hits, automatic transfer moves money to the vault. Not what's left over, not if there's extra. A fixed amount. Before rent, before food, before your brain even registers the money exists. Start with whatever doesn't trigger your scarcity alarm. For some people that's $50. For others it's 10. The number doesn't matter yet. What matters is teaching your nervous system that resource removal doesn't equal death. You're upgrading the firmware one safe repetition at a time. Step 3. Install the 3-lock security system. The vault rule: you can check the balance anytime. Checking feels like hunting, brain likes that. But withdrawing requires 3 conditions, all met simultaneously. Medical emergency verified by documentation. Job loss exceeding 30 consecutive days. Or opportunity that generates more than it costs, proven with numbers. Everything else. The alarms can scream all they want. The locks stay shut. You're not depriving yourself. You're protecting future you from present. Use outdated threat detection. It's not discipline, it's system architecture. Now here's where most people hit the wall, because protocols are easy. Following them when your primitive brain is convinced you're starving with $700 in checking. That's where Derek almost quit in week 5. And what happened next is exactly why he didn't. Derek, 28, delivery driver, roommate split on $1,200 monthly rent. Income, $2,800 per month after taxes. Started waking up 4:17 a.m. every Thursday. Not alarm clock. Anxiety. Open banking app before his feet touched floor. Balance, $41. 5 days until payday. 11 active payment plans, none over $63 individually. Felt manageable until it didn't. Tuesday morning, May 9th. Boss offered Friday overtime at time and a half. Derek's first thought wasn't extra money. It was, "I can't say no, I'm negative $18 right now." Checked app in the truck at lunch break. Stared at red numbers. 28 years old and can't survive 6 days. May 12th, payday hit. Opened separate account at different bank like we talked about. Set automatic transfer. $200 moves first before he sees total deposit. Left with $2,600. Bills total, $1,900. Looked at remaining $700 and thought, "I'm gonna starve," with $200 locked away. Day 8, coworker invited him to lunch, declined. Watching spending, he said, saved $19, felt weird. Day 11, brother asked for $60 loan like he did monthly. Derek opened Vault app, $200 still there. Finger hovered over transfer button, closed the app, texted back, "Can't right now, sorry." First time saying no to family in 4 years. Month 3, Derek opened savings at 2 a.m. during insomnia. Balance showed $680. Closed app. Opened again. Still there. First emergency fund he'd ever built. Didn't tell anyone. Month 5, roommate noticed over breakfast. "You're different lately, less stressed or something." Derek shrugged. "Just figured out how to stop feeding the tigers." Coworker Thursday afternoon. "You turned down overtime, you never do that." Derek smiled. "Don't need panic money anymore." 5 months in, $970 saved. 8 months, cleared 6 of 11 payment plans. 1 year, first 4-day trip in 6 years without using credit card. Derek didn't get rich. Became someone who sleeps past 4:17 a.m. without checking his bank balance first thing. Right now, not tomorrow, grab your phone. Open last 60 days of transactions. Find the 3 alarms feeding on your paycheck. Subscriptions you forgot existed. Fees you've normalized. Small purchases that repeat every 4 days. Add them up. Multiply by 12. That number right there. That's how much meat these biological false alarms ate from your last 12 hunts. Write it down physically. Your brain processes written numbers differently than screen numbers. Tomorrow morning before work, before coffee, cancel 1 alarm. Just 1. Pick the easiest kill. Unused streaming service. Forgotten membership. Something that won't trigger your scarcity detector. This is your first vault deposit paid for by a dead false alarm. And it starts tomorrow, not someday. Common override started if you just opened a separate savings account right now while watching this. I want to see how many of us are rewiring our operating systems today. If you're done feeding biological false alarms while your future starves, the video on screen shows you the alarm audit system. How to identify all 11 places your primitive brain is hemorrhaging resources without you knowing. It's the next step after building your vault. Hit like if this changed how you see your paycheck. Share this with someone still running Stone Age software on modern money hardware. Subscribe because every week I show you how to go from financial survival panic to actual security. And drop below, what's the biggest biological alarm stealing your resources right now? Let's cage them together.